In the early years of Islam, the streets of Mecca were relentlessly hostile. Early Muslims faced fierce, daily persecution simply for practicing their faith. Because the movement had no secondary base of operations or established city to protect it, every follower looked to Prophet Muhammad as their singular point of leadership. Recognizing this vulnerability, the various opposing factions in the city set aside their differences to form a single, lethal coalition against him. The coalition aimed for total erasure. By striking down the Prophet, they intended to dismantle the faith entirely while it was still localized and vulnerable. Waiting for nightfall, these forces quietly surrounded the Prophet's house, sealing off every possible physical escape route. Their tactical plan was politically brilliant. They selected one warrior from every major tribe. By striking simultaneously, no single tribe could be blamed, making it impossible for the Prophet's family to seek retaliation. This created an impossible trap. If he stayed inside the house, he'd be dead by dawn. If he attempted to slip out, the guards would immediately strike. The only way out of this deadlock was a distraction. Someone needed to remain inside the house, acting as a human decoy to fool the assassins outside. Stepping into that role meant taking the target off the Prophet's back and painting it squarely on your own. It was a guaranteed death sentence. At this exact time, the early Muslims were organizing the Hijrah, a secret, coordinated migration away from Mecca to the safe haven city of Medina. To lead this vital migration, the Prophet had to somehow leave his besieged home completely undetected. Knowing the stakes, a fiercely loyal and brave follower stepped forward to act as the distraction. His name was Hazrat Ali radiyallahu anhu. Ali took the Prophet's place in the bed, wrapping himself completely in the Prophet's highly recognizable green cloak. By lying down in that bed, Hazrat Ali physically transferred the imminent danger onto himself, giving the Hijrah a fighting chance to succeed. With the assassins fully convinced their target was still asleep inside, the Prophet quietly slipped past the guards and out of the city. Ali lay awake, knowing armed men stood outside. Minutes stretched into hours. He listened to them pace, expecting a blade to strike at any second. Only an unshakable faith allowed him to hold his ground under that kind of psychological pressure. By staying in that bed, he bought the Prophet the precious hours needed to escape the region. As dawn finally broke, the assassins decided the time was right to strike their sleeping target. They rushed the entrance, violently bursting into the home with their weapons drawn and ready for the kill. Surrounding the bed, they forcefully threw back the heavy green cloak, but instead of the Prophet, they were shocked to find Hazrat Ali staring right back. In that moment, the coalition's meticulous plan collapsed completely. While they had stood guard all night over an empty prize, their actual target was already miles away. The Prophet safely completed the Hijrah and established a new base in Medina. This successful migration allowed the early Muslim community to survive and rapidly grow. Hazrat Ali displayed a rare form of courage that night, the endurance to remain perfectly still while facing an imminent death sentence without a weapon in his hand. This absolute loyalty and his willingness to face certain death head-on earned him a fierce reputation among the early Muslims. By risking his own life to shield the Prophet when the stakes were highest, Hazrat Ali proved himself as a definitive protector of Islam. It is why history remembers him today by a very specific title, the Lion of Allah.